at Northwest High School with graduate and muralist artist Jeremiah Britton back at your school, your alma mater, and you've got a huge mural you're painting. Actually started last year. How did it all come about?
Yeah, we started last October. I'd actually come back a couple times just, over the course of the years, and then actually spoken with a lot of the different teachers at Bright Walls. And so they had come by and said, oh, we should do something like this at school. And then I lived in New York City at the time, so it was kind of tough to get back to make it happen. And just with COVID and kind of life changes, my wife and I had our second child, so we've recently moved back to Michigan. So now that we're here, it made it kind of easier logistically, and just kind of happened over the last probably 18 months. We've been talking about it, and in October we decided to pull the trigger. So actually it started by my partner and I. We worked together in New York for a long time, and we started our own firm. So we actually did this together. So while I obviously graduated from here and I'm here painting with the kids, he and I designed it, did all the logistics and figured it out. But he and I have a studio together called Also Department. So he's in Nashville and I'm in Flint now. And yeah, we did this together, but I'm here with about 10 students every day. And yeah.
You've also done Bright Walls murals for 2 years.
Yes.
One on the side of Grand River Brewery, the other on the side of Veritas.
Yes.
And I know you know this. I've told you before. That's my favorite mural downtown.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that was the second year of Bright Walls was great. Like that alleyway was really cool. We had this crazy bee infestation. I don't know if you remember, so that was exciting. But yeah, really, we were really happy with that one. We did lots of like physical installations. We got some house plants and we painted planter boxes. We built benches so that the whole alleyway felt like an art installation, not just a flat mural. But yeah, so that was really exciting. Loved Bright Walls, helping get that going. I think they're going to do some sort of like wrap up this year. But yeah, it's been good.
When you approach a wall, it always probably seems smaller than when you start painting. It overwhelms you in the middle of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, always. And every time I've been doing murals for probably 10 years. You get out here, you get day one done, and you're like, oh, we're doing great. We're gonna be fine. And then you get to like day 3, and you're like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. We need like extra help or calling the reinforcements, because you realize how daunting it is, especially when you get down to the details. But yeah, it's always, when you're standing back, it's like, oh, we can handle that. And then you get up to the wall and you're like, oh man, this might be a little bit more than we thought.
So what's the inspiration? What did you decide to put up on the wall here?
Well, I worked directly with some of the staff here as well as the administration, and they have a list of values and principles as well as a kind of a slogan, which is the direction of greatness here at Northwest. So that obviously was the original prompt, intentionally keeping with the school colors and doing something that sort of felt like graphic, sort of like institutional, that you might see like in a university or even a business or something like that. So trying to do something that felt approachable for people driving by, for students, even visitors from other schools when they come for music or sports, and trying to do something, to be honest, that you might not normally see when it comes to maybe like a school mural or like a student mural. Intentionally not doing anything that was realism. We even sort of pitched ideas to the administration, and some of those were like illustrations of students or people or characters or things like that, playing saxophones or running and track and stuff like that. And they actually were kind of like, I'd rather stay away from that because that feels like something you might see somewhere else. And so I was actually pretty excited that they went with something typographic and abstract. But after that was really just trying to sort of achieve that goal where it's almost like working with a brand client and sort of putting forward something that they're envisioning, not so much of a personal style, even though this sort of graphic work, sort of this op art, overscale typography thing, often makes its way into our work, with just like the back of the brewery or on the side of Veritas, but sort of using that filter of our style through the lens of something that wouldn't make sense out here at Northwest.
Yeah, it definitely is your style. You do have a style, you and Joe.
Yeah.
And when you do pull in Van Horn Road, boom, it really hits you. And it's a great spot because this is the parking lot where the Mounties, they rehearse.
Yeah, and I was in the band. I wasn't a marching Mountie because I played football, but yeah, so that was really cool. I spent a lot of time in this room. This is the band room right here. So that was by complete chance that it happened to work out in a place that I spent a lot of my time in school, so that was really nice. And then a lot of changes have happened out here at the campus that I haven't been back in 6-7 years, so driving up, realizing that they had cleared a lot of the wooded areas, so you can see it from the main road now, as well as, like you said, a main entrance for even visitors or band parents or band practices. When we were here in the fall, it was really fun because it was the middle of like MSBOA competition for the band. They were out rehearsing every day, so it kind of snapped you back into this high school mode where I'd be painting, the band's playing literally right behind me. So that was really fun to sort of get that experience again. But.
And Julie and Monty, they've included their students, the visual art students, into this project.
Yeah, we were just joking about that, how it seems like there's all these cool things that the kids can do now. From when I was here, there's design classes, there's media classes, different types of art classes now where they're doing brand design within their art curriculum. And so we have about 6 or 7 students every day who come out, when they can, based on what hour they're working in. And then a lot of them end up staying with me after, which is great because I desperately need their help. So they stay with me till sometimes 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And a lot of them are either interested in going to school for art or some sort of creative field, whether it's photography or media design or something like that. So it's been really, really cool to be with them all day and have, when you're just kind of in the monotony of like filling in all these colors and painting, you have these really cool conversations with the kids. And I actually was telling them when I was here in the fall, that was probably the thing I enjoyed most, which I wasn't expecting, was being able to talk to them and sort of like answer questions and pick their brains about their ideas of where they're going to go after school and stuff like that. So that was really nice.
How have the Bright Walls murals that you painted, what's been the reaction? What are you hearing?
I think it's tough because I'm not here, so I don't hear it as often. I think my work and Joe's work both lives in this world of like abstraction and collage that maybe you don't expect, where some other artists do some like realist work or faces or scenery or things like that, and so you understand it right away, whereas I get a lot of questions like, what is it? But it's interesting because, similar to what you said, I've had really friends from high school or maybe associates from like, we were friends of friends back when I lived in Jackson, and they'll send me pictures not knowing that it's my work, and they'll say, oh, have you seen this one in Bright Walls? And I'll be like, that's mine, And so it's cool to know that there's people who are excited about it, and I think my favorite thing about it is that we're introducing different visual styles down there, and I think Bright Walls did a really nice job of keeping that wide range of work, letting someone who does graphic collage, sort of this like brutalist style, and then that work is right next to someone who does realistic scenery or portraiture or just large typography. So the balance down there is really, really nice. And I've been to a lot of festivals in a lot of cities, and obviously I helped plan it, so I'm going to toot our own horn a little bit, but I really feel like it stands out really well compared to some of the other cities I've been to and the festivals I've been to. So yeah.
You've probably seen wedding pictures or senior pictures with your art in the background.
Yeah, because all of us have our Instagram handles or some of our social media tags on it, we get tagged all the time, and it's really cool to see young people or even friends that you graduate with, or sometimes you'll find kids of our friends, which is, now I'm feeling old, but it's really cool to see. You'll just randomly be tagged on Instagram, and it will be, kids after their 8th grade dance, or kids going to prom will be in front of your mural, which is really cool. Even, in the world of art and design, we've done things for Adidas and Nike and Airbnb and, all these big clients, and it's just as fun and exciting when you get tagged by an 8th grader. That's just as rewarding, so it's really cool to see that stuff happen.
Well, Jeremiah actually helped Clay McAndrews get the Bright Walls project started in its very first year. He was, I think maybe you're, more behind the scenes than Clay was, but you were actually very instrumental in helping Clay get everything rounded up.
Yeah, Clay, Jacqueline, the Jackson Young Professionals, they reached out kind of just knowing that I had done a lot of work and I was from here, and honestly said, could we just get like an hour call with you to pick your brain? And I was kind of like, wait a minute, if you're going to do a mural festival in my hometown, I want to really, dive in, and made it tough. We were just about to have a baby. We were in New York, but I felt like that curatorial eye and sort of understanding what made the combination of artists, how to treat artists, sort of like what was expected by, whether it's compensation or things they're expecting when they arrive. I really helped with that stuff, and that stuff I still really enjoy, even on my in my professional work. I love obviously being the maker or the artist, but I also really enjoy curating, having an eye for how to pair artists or how to select works for this space or this commercial project. So that was something I really enjoyed just as much as I like making. I like curating too. So
Awesome. Well, Jeremiah is leaving behind more than just the artwork. He's left an impression on several students, and they're helping with the mural, but they're also using their work here as inspiration for the future. And we get a chance to talk to those kids now. Zach Williams, a member of the Northwest High School class of 2022, and also an assistant to Jeremiah on this mural. What have you been doing this week?
So I came here on Sunday night where we got a projector out to sketch everything, to get all the line work up on there, and then the next day we started hitting the ground running painting. So I blocked in a lot of what's directly behind us in black and then a couple other areas.
Are you in any of the art programs here at Northwest?
I've taken quite a few art classes with Julie Evers, one of our teachers, and it's just been great. I mean, I've learned so much and come so far in just a few years.
Have you ever done anything like this on this scale?
I helped with the other side of the wall, but before that, nothing this big, not this professional for sure.
Well, as you know, Jeremiah went to school here, graduated, and went on and established a great career. And did the fact that he came back and shared some of his stories influence you as to your future?
Definitely. I've always had an interest in art, but it seems like one of those things that your parents say you're never going to make money. It's really hard to just make it. But once he came here, we kind of talked about what he does, his journey. It really opened the door for me to see what I wanted to do and how to get there successfully.
Yeah, you've heard the phrase starving artist.
Oh, yeah. Too many times.
Right. And your parents say, okay, but what are you really going to do?
Yeah.
Right? So at what point did you decide that, yeah, maybe this is something that can be my career?
Seeing how this all came together and hearing the steps to get there, his education, the planning just on this wall specifically, stuff like that, it shows me the steps that I need to take, like where to get a good education, what companies and businesses are willing to work with you on more commercial work. And that just kind of seeing him be successful makes me feel a lot better about what I can do.
And for an artist to be a business, you really have to have a talent. Mm-hmm. So did you feel the confidence of having the talent that would be able to translate into a business?
I didn't at first. It's common with a lot of young artists that you have what's called like imposter syndrome, where you just feel like you're not up to par with everyone else. But every artist is completely different, and people are looking for different things. So no matter what you do, there's always going to be an eye that's willing to buy what you are trying to sell.
So what happens now? You graduate. What's your plan this summer and then in the fall?
I'm going to attend the Savannah College of Art and Design in the fall to get hopefully a master's degree within like 5 years in illustration, and then I'd like to do some commercial work with like video games, TV, background design, stuff like that.
Okay, so it's really hard to get into Savannah. How did you do it?
I just applied and kind of threw everything at the wall, and it stuck, and I'm very grateful for that.
Did you have to do a portfolio?
I did a portfolio review. We went through all of, academics, athletics, things like that, and they just reviewed everything I did, and then we had talked about scholarships and what else I needed to do for admissions, and then it all eventually came together.
So you've got your 5 years planned, a master's degree in 5 years?
A little bit, yeah. I would like to do it, but we'll see.
Do you have some college that you've already been able to get done here at Northwest?
I've dual enrolled through Jackson College. I've taken like design, communications, a couple other things, AP classes. Those credits help too.
So after 5 years at Savannah, what's your career goal?
I would like to do background creation and character designs for video games and television.
Okay, so a lot of digital work.
Yes.
So perhaps maybe one of your digital creations, there's other walls here on the campus.
Maybe I'll get my shot at a wall one day, a big mural.
What about the education here at Northwest, besides the influence of Jeremiah during this project, influenced you?
When I started taking art classes my freshman year, drawing was just something I liked to do, but I didn't think I could make a career out of it. And then after taking classes with Miss Evers, she really showed us like the skills it takes, but then really good career paths. She brought in different colleges and specialists in the field to talk to us about legitimizing this as a future.
All right, so we'll watch for your name in the credits in the future.
Thank you.
Congratulations and good luck, and best wishes as you graduate.
Should be good. Can't wait.
Zach Williams, one of the inspired artists working with Jeremiah Britton here at Northwest High School.